Okay, we should be live right now with some interesting topics. And overall, we're gonna have like some very weird ones today. So we're gonna talk about Team USA roster. We're gonna talk about Dallas choking. We're going to talk about a preview for this game right here. A preview for the Aces versus the Fever. We're going to as well talk about the WNBA. We're going to talk about Olivia Miles getting snubbed. I'm going to talk about the WNBA, something they keep doing. They keep rewriting history to like almost overhype certain players and doing certain things. But yeah. But what did Caitlin do here? All right, so we got 50 people here. Can somebody type in chat? Sorry, I just saw something from Caitlin that I thought was new, and I was like, okay, this is an odd thing for her to say today. Obviously, she did not. But yeah, cool. So yeah, we've also lost over 80 subscribers. As in, we got it back up to 60, and then we're back down. So we've lost over 100 subscribers in the last 3 days. So, yeah. Either way, let's talk about it. So, gonna start off with talking about Team USA and do they have any shot of losing? And if you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe. We've lost 100 subscribers in the last 3 days. I'm trying to gain that back. I'm trying to not lose subscribers every single day. But yeah, Team USA, I feel like I'm not as angry about this team as in 2024. Like there's no one on this team that's currently injured. And I know Kelsey Plum's on a bit of a minutes restriction, but she's averaging a point a minute right now. So like there's nobody that is currently injured, like Chelsea Gray, or I think Brittany Griner was injured when it was announced in the last World Cup. There is only one way past their prime player, a non-All-Star in Chelsea Gray. There's only one. There's 11 All-Star or All-Star level players. I think Fee can kind of just fit in. I don't see Fee playing that much, to be honest. I really don't see Fee playing. I think she's going to start, but I don't see her playing too many minutes. Why? Because she's kind of terrible with Stewie and Aja. And if you know anything about if you watch the Olympics, Fee was terrible. Like she was literally maybe the worst player on Team USA outside of Chelsea Gray and Taurasi. She was the next worst player. And it's funny how it was like Gray, Taurasi, and Jewel Lloyd all started in their first in like the pre-Olympic camp, and because they were all doing badly during the season, they played a combined 13 minutes in the final, and they all were starters. But yeah, it's an interesting team. Look, you look at the starting five is fairly obviously going to be, it's going to be like Chelsea at the one. Probably Chelsea and Jackie as the Aces backcourt. And probably see Fee at the 3. Aja and Stewie. Like that's probably going to be it. Like there's not going to be any young players. That's just not how it works with Team USA. Yeah, my tweet ended up on post moves. That is funny. But that's going to be the starting five. And I don't know what they're going to do. And like people don't understand how easy Team USA has it. Like Team USA don't have to take anything seriously for about Like, I don't think they have to take a game seriously really till the semis. They are going to destroy everybody. And my guess is that we're just going to see a lot of 5-on, 5-offs. Like, if you've seen, if you saw the qualifiers last time, like, if you haven't seen the way these things were, so if you look at their games the way they played, you had everybody playing in the like sub 20 minutes other than Jackie Young, who played 20, and Ryan, who played 21. And every single player played 10 or more minutes, even Ray Burrell, who should not have been there. And if you look at the roster, or if you look at statistics, sorry, Mo Billings, Kiki, and Ray Burrell averaged low minutes. Every other player averaged kind of in and around the same minutes. 21 minutes game came, 20 for Plum, 20 for Bueckers, 19, 18, 18, 17, 17, 16. And obviously, whatever about Kiki, Mo Billings and Ray Burrell were the clear two worst players on that team. It's one of those things where it's like they pretty much went and played everyone even minutes, and I expect them to do that again. The problem is now, really, their threat is the French national team. If they are going to lose, it's only going to be to France. I think that France might lose to a Belgium. France might lose to a Spain. If you know anything about Eurobasket last year, that Belgium won. Spain beat France. Awa had, I think, 18 in the first half. And in the final, Spain were up by like 8 with a minute to go and lost. So like Belgium already back-to-back European champions. The problem is, even though they are back-to-back European champions, Belgium are not going to beat USA. So USA might dodge France. It's very unlikely they match France till the finals. They might entirely dodge France. And France are the only team that have a shot against USA. Why? Because their guard rotation of Maureen Fatou, Layla Khan, and Carla Late we've seen it in the WNBA. They have a full team of good WNBA players. They have Layla Khan, Carla Late, Maureen Fatou, and even the likes of Mariam Badian are WNBA level players. And then you've got Janelle Salon, Dominique Malonga. You have all these Pauline Astier, Maureen Johannes. So when you have all of these players, Gabby Williams, Jesus, I forgot Gabby Williams. When you've got all of these players, you can match up to you are physically able to match up to the United States. And if you can physically match up to your team, you have the advantage of you've played together more. You don't have more talent, but you are winning the athleticism battle. And it's rare in basketball that USA are ever going to lose the athleticism battle, men or women's. They're going to lose the athleticism battle. Because I know France in 2024 nearly beat them. But like, France are way better now than they were. They are way better. You had, obviously, Gabby Williams was there last time. Dominique Malonga was a kid. Valua Yai is as good as she was. Like, they had Sarah Michelle and Alexia Sherry starting. Janelle Salon wasn't who Janelle Salon is right now. Badian started. Lacan was 19. Lacan was a kid. They are better and they are gunning for you. And I'm going to be real. Spain are gunning for you too. Like, if you look again at the Olympics, Spain lost to Belgium in the quarterfinals. But if you look at the Spanish team now, so Spain in that Olympics had Meg Gustafson starting, obviously, but they were starting like Maite Catorla, Lenore Rodriguez. Mariana Ortiz is a good player. I think Alba Torrens is still pretty good. Maria Conde has got WNBA experience now. Awafam, Elena Buenavida. Meg DeLeo or previously Meg Gustafson is way better now than she was then. If you are a team like Spain, you got a puncher's chance. And then there's Belgium. Then there is Belgium, who are always a threat because in every one of these competitions, the best player in the competition is going to be Emma Messiman. It's going to be Emma Messiman. When you've got Emma Messiman, Kiara Linskens plays off her well, Julie Alamon, Julie Van Loo, and then even Antonia Delaire is playing okay for the Lynx. When you have Emma Messiman on your team, anything's possible. Anything is possible. I don't, however, see Belgium being a threat to America. I don't really see Spain being a threat. I see France being a threat. The problem is that for France is that they might not get to the final to face USA. Like, Belgium are going to run France close. Spain have already beaten France last year in a massive game where the whole French team, other than Malonga, went back for Euro Cup. And Malonga wasn't the same player. Like, Malonga a year ago is not nearly the same player she is now. That being said, again, it's now one of those things where I would be shocked if USA loses with this lineup. I always felt like there was a chance in the Olympics just because they were how slow they were. Just because they lost the athleticism battle. But, like, if Caitlin Clark plays well in a game, her team doesn't lose. If AJ Wilson plays well, her team normally doesn't lose. If Stewie plays well, her team normally doesn't lose. And you have three of them. And then you're like, your secondary options are Paige, and you have Copper and Ryan Howard, who are just going to be dogs on defense, and Jack Young are going to be dogs on defense, and if they're needed to drop 20, they can drop 20. I think this team is so much better than the Olympics team. They've got some youth. They're not old. The likes of Ryan Howard, Caitlin Clark, Paige Bueckers, and Angel Reese are all massive upgrades over who they came in for. And Alyssa Thomas, I wouldn't be that surprised if, Alyssa wouldn't play with Caitlin. If there's a reason why she's not there. Or maybe they just chose Angel over, which wouldn't surprise me either because Angel has one transferable skill that's better. But, yeah. We have to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is Olivia Miles. And Sue Bird talked about Olivia Miles, and this kind of, I don't like what she said here. It said here, on a call with Sue Bird, she talked about Olivia Miles and Miles not being on the roster. There's no rule that you have to be in a camp. Being in camps and what that does allow us to see these players in a USA environment. Bird made it clear it helps with evaluation. She's not says not a requirement of Miles will undoubtedly be in the mix for teams in the future. So, okay, cool. Sue Bird, Olivia Miles didn't go to the camps. But how did this team qualify? I want to ask you guys, obviously I'm live, how do you think this team qualified for this competition? They qualified via AmeriCup. AmeriCup is how they qualified. Yes, there were the qualifiers. It didn't matter. That's how Spain and Italy both qualified. But they qualified via AmeriCup. And who was the leader in efficiency and the leader in assists per game, while being third in rebounds per game on Team USA in AmeriCup? Oh, that's Olivia Miles. So, basically, she was one of the key factors in USA making it to the World Cup in general, but yet is, being punished for, not being at camps. That I think they decided to, not bring her to. And I'm going to be honest. Like, I tweeted Nikias Duncan, and he tweeted out and was like, if you're trying to build a list of snubs, you got to look at who's going to the camps. And I said, I was like, for modesty, she was on the AmeriCup team, who initially qualified for the tournament, absolutely participated in some capacity. And I also said here, but I get the Gray was a lock. Yeah, they were never not picking Gray. And I said they probably would have had to leave CC at home to bring her. Like that's probably the truth of the matter. Like we know about the politics. Like she did get politicked out of the team. She absolutely did. And if you want to say, oh, but like we need Gray there for experience, what the fuck is Breanna Stewart and Angel Wilson then? What is Kalia Copper? Like, it's like saying in the 2024 Olympics, after starting for gold, I can't even remember. But it's like Team USA in the 2024 Olympics bringing bring Chris Paul. Like, it is the equivalent of that. And it's like saying, oh yeah, you know, Chris Paul is there for veteran leadership. Then what the fuck is Steph Curry there for? What's Stephen Curry there for? But I gotta be real here. It's she did get snubbed. And people talking about Sabrina Ionescu, I think it took her a little bit of time to get into it this season. I still wonder if they would have. Is Chelsea Gray just undroppable? I was like, Sabrina's 28 or 29. Like, she's not 97 born. She's my age, like. Or she's a year older than me. She's 97 born. And that's just kind of the way you're like, Chelsea does take a spot from someone on the team, and she's a guaranteed starter. But this isn't the first time this stuff has happened, by the way. Like, the Gino Auriemma era was the worst. Gino's era was the worst. Oh yeah, Nneka Nwumeke is on track to win MVP. Yeah, but you know, I coached Breanna Stewart in college, and she's a rookie. So yeah, we're going to leave the MVP at home. We're going to leave the MVP at home so that we're going to bring a rookie. Candace Parker's been on the last 2 Olympics teams. She's about to win finals MVP. Let's leave Candace Parker at home because I didn't like her when she was at Tennessee. I'm the UConn coach and she went to Tennessee. It's 2021 and Sue Bird is 41 years old. Chelsea Gray is in her prime, the best point guard in the league. Skylar Diggins is the second best point guard in the league. And it's, no, we're not only not going to just bring Sue Bird, we're going to start Sue Bird. And look, everyone's being like, oh, Sue Bird's going to change things. Sue Bird cannot change things with Chelsea Gray. Why? Because Sue Bird herself benefited from seniority than, benefited from the seniority factor at the expense of Chelsea Gray. Because Chelsea Gray got fucked over in 2021, Sue Bird does not have the right to not bring Chelsea Gray. It is as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Sue Bird does not, cannot say no to Chelsea Gray. And you know what? Fair enough. Like, if I was Chelsea Gray and I was the best point guard in the world and I got snubbed for a 41-year-old, I'm basically going, well, in my prime, you snubbed this person for me, so you're snubbing me. You're not snubbing me for anyone. It's like, I'm getting on this team no matter what. And look, there's only one old player on this team. Chelsea Gray is not crippled. I think that's a big thing. Chelsea Gray is not crippled. Like, Chelsea Gray was crippled in the last Olympics. She couldn't move. She literally couldn't move. Like, walking appeared to be a problem for Chelsea Gray in the last Olympics. Like, she could not move in any way. She at least can move. She's at least playing at a WNBA starter level. Not all-star, but playing at a WNBA starter level. That being said, Olivia Miles still should be on this team. There's no world that Olivia Miles should not be on this team. She's currently, what would she be? Second in the MVP voting? How is Paige second in MVP? Oh, sorry, this is 23rd of July. I was about to say, and I'm like, how is Paige second? Paige Bueckers has been fucking garbage recently. No. Wait, is Olivia Miles? Where the hell is Olivia Miles in the MVP race? Not top 2 anyway. Not top 3. But yeah, look. She's not on the team because of the way Team USA build their roster. It's as simple as that. And look, in general, I would have kind of hoped that that might have changed with Sue Bird, and it might long term. But the one player it's never going to change with is Chelsea Gray. Chelsea Gray is absolutely, as long as Chelsea Gray wants to be part of Team USA, like you could literally Chelsea Gray could be in a wheelchair and still make Team USA. But we got to talk about this. Oh my God, we have got to talk about this game. How the hell did the Dallas Wings blow this game? How did they lose this game? Were any of you guys watching it yesterday? And if you agree, subscribe. We are trying to gain 1 subscriber. We've lost like 100 subscribers total in the last 3 days. But this was one of the craziest games. First of all, the Washington Mystics, they're coming. Like, I don't think people understand that, like, once they figure out their point guard position, like Georgia Amoor's terrible. Like, once they figure out that point guard position, it's over. Like, we saw a chunk of Citron minutes of point guard. Cody, what a game for her. Like, they are, like, if they're favored to get the second pick. If they go up just 1, they've landed Juju Watkins. If they don't go up, you have the ability to say, okay, we're either going to get the best player. We get the best player available in Madison Booker, or we're going to go and get Hannah Hidalgo, who I think at the next level can be a point guard. I think at the next level, she can absolutely play the 1. Not like a true point guard, but I think she can absolutely play the 1. And like Kiki's good. Shakira Austin's looking every bit worth that max. Onywhere solid. Citron. Like, still been a great player despite shooting poorly. And can lock down. But for Dallas, how you're up you have, what's the highest percentage chance they had? With 6:20 to go, you were given a 97% chance to win. What was the highest percent they were given? You had a 99% chance of winning. Was it 99.2? You had a 99.2% chance of winning with 153 to go. 99.2. And you choked. You were in control from minute 1. You choked badly. Jess Shepard on offense. Jess Shepard leading the team in points, rebounds, and assists. That happens quite a lot. Jess Shepard on offense, fantastic. And at least for Dallas, it was the return of competent Alana Smith. It is the return of a Alana Smith who is now back in the starting lineup, put up 21 points on better than 50% shooting and hit a couple of threes with 3 blocks after getting 2 blocks the last game. It is the return, hopefully, of Alana Smith being a positive basketball player, which she hasn't been this year. Like, Alana Smith has not been a positive basketball player for the Fever, or say for the Wings. AZ, Foot, and Paige, like, I don't know what they were doing on the floor. AZ Depoy Fudd, according to her fans. Like, I actually think AZ's been a really good defender this year. I think AZ's been way better at the pro level than I thought she was going to be, but she still can't really guard in space. Like, she's not quick. It's not, again, that that she can't guard. Like, if you're able to, in a Chelsea Gray type way, but if you're able to, like, if you're running through AZ Foot, she can get steals. Her hands are super quick. But, like, she can't guard anyone. If somebody runs around AZ can't guard them. She doesn't have the foot speed. Again, she has the IQ. She has the hands. She'll never be a negative defender. I thought she was going to be a negative defender because of her foot speed. But she'll never be a negative defender. But, like, let's not pretend that having quick hands means you're a great defender. Like, she has very quick hands. I'll give her that. She has extremely, extremely quick hands. But you can also be one of the best defenders in the league and not have quick hands. Like, best player in the league is probably Leo Phoebish, who very rarely gets a steal or a block. She just guards 1 through 5. And whoever is cooking, she guards. But I will say this. It is now one of those things with the Wings where you've lost 4 and 5. Like, you're now 19 and 12. Like, the Wings are very lucky. Like, the Wings came into the All-Star break as the clutchest team in the league. And they've come out of the All-Star break as choke artists. And they probably evened it out with their clutch wins versus their choke artist ability. When someone's saying stop Phoebish is not that, then explain how much better the Liberty are. Like, she is the literal difference between the Liberty being a terrible defense and an insanely elite defense. It's literally whether or not Phoebish is on the floor. If you ever watch Liberty in big games, I shit you not, Phoebish just starts switching around. Like, I remember in the playoffs when they beat the 2024 Aces, she started off games on Jackie Young. And then if Kelsey Plum gets a few buckets, she switches on to Kelsey Plum. And then if Age is cooking them, she then switches on to Aja. Literally in the 2024 playoffs, Phoebish guarded whoever was cooking for the other team. She just was switching on to whoever was cooking, and they won a championship doing that. But someone said the Wings left their scouting report in the locker room after the game. Did they? Like, stuff like that wouldn't surprise me. This is a team that doesn't seem to have, is losing their identity. Like, they are absolutely, oh yeah, they did. They left their scouting report in the damn locker room. Like, what do they have here? Flores, facilitator, PG, strong things. Keeper in front, stay down. Rory Harmon, into defender, change pace, pick up. Like, when does Rory Harmon play? Lucy Olsen in to shoot threes. But Little Paige Bueckers hasn't played this season. Why is she on the scouting report? Why is she on the scouting report? Is Cody even on the scouting report? That's my favorite thing about this. They left the scouting report in the locker room and Cody cooks them. And she's not even there. Cody's response should have put me on the scouting report. They have Little Paige Bueckers who's played 0 minutes on the season and Cody's not on the scouting report. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. They forgot to put Cody McMahon. That just sums it all up. They found the scouting report and they forgot to put Cody McMahon, who had 18 points on the scouting report. That just sums up the Dallas Wings right now. And they're a team that's going to go extremely hot and extremely cold because of how they play, who their coach is, who their superstar is. They can go cold quick. They can get nervous quick. The fact they have Arike on their team, like, that is a big thing. But like, she is who she is. But oh my God, Jose Fernandez is part of Team USA as a scout coach. He's a scout coach. Man, didn't even put Cody McMahon on a scout report, but he did put Little Paige Bueckers, who, I repeat, has played 0 minutes this season. Oh no, she got subbed in for seconds at one stage. She has played 0 total minutes this season, Little Paige Bueckers. Could the Mystics get Juju and sign Kelsey Plum? Yep. What are my thoughts on County Mayo GA? But yeah, this is a big one for the Dallas Wings. Thoughts on County Mayo GAA? Kobe McDonald greater than Kobe Bryant. My whole family's from Mayo, so not my whole family. One side of my family's from Mayo, so I'm down there 4 to 5 times a year for my entire life. I used to basically spend the whole summer down there. Delighted, absolutely delighted. And unfortunately, my granddad was there when they won in 51. But unfortunately, he passed away in December. I didn't get to see him win it again, so I'm actually delighted. I'm delighted. I wish they'd won it last year, but I'm delighted. Like, I would have, if Dublin had made the final, I'd be cheering for Mayo. Like, it was that type of thing. But we also have to talk about what the hell is going on with Paige Bueckers. Like, she's been straight up bad post All-Star break. Like, not bad, to be honest, bad by her standards. Bad by her standards. But I'm going to be real here. The Wings losing games is because of Paige. And I hate saying this. Is like, you might be saying, oh, but like this player took this shot, this player took this shot. Like, it all started off when Paige Bueckers, like, they're 1-3 out of the All-Star break. And in 2 of these 3 games, they've blown leads that looked impossible to blow. They've blown what looked like impossible leads. Like, you're up 20 points with 13 minutes to go in one of these games. You're up 4 points with like 25 seconds to go in one of these games. You have this game won. You have it all won. There's nothing really you can do to lose these games. Yes, you destroyed Connecticut in a game where Paige scored 6 points. Paige decided she didn't want to play in the fourth quarter in this game. Like, they lost to the Mystics and Paige decided, you know what, after the third quarter, I'm done. I'm good. I have my, like, give me freedom, give me fire, give me 23 points on 50, 40, 90, or I retire. Like, she had one of those games where it's like, if I take another shot, it's going to ruin my 50, 40, 90, and she just didn't take another shot. This was the weirdest game of Paige's career, this Atlanta one. It looked like she just didn't want to be there. And then while this is all going on, she has the gambling situation, and Nike screwed her. Nike screwed her. These are probably the ugliest shoes I've ever seen. Like, there's a graphic of, like, water, like, these are probably the ugliest PE shoes I've ever seen. While this is all going on, she got screwed over by Nike. I gotta be honest here. Like, we're looking now at Paige, who I think we all thought she turned the corner. I think we all thought from this Chicago game, this Seattle game, like, they won these 2 games because of her. Losing to the Aces and Minnesota Lynx, that's not on her as well. And then they won this game again because of her. They won this game because of her. They went into All-Star break on what? On a 7-game win streak? They went on a 7-game winning streak. And again, they won this Chicago Sky game. A lot of it was because of her. They went in on a 7-game win streak, and she was killing it. Like, if anything, she probably should have been in the running for July Player of the Month if AJ didn't have a historic month in the Western All-Stars. Post All-Star break, her team's been terrible, and she's been terrible. And I get it. Washington are good. I understand the Washington Mystics are a good team. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Like, they were started off the year poor enough because they were trying to lose because they thought Chicago were going to be good and they want their high pick. As soon as people realized Chicago were going to suck, the Mystics got good. Simple as that. As soon as people realized the Sky were going to stink, the Mystics decided to lock in and go for it. They fully decided that they were going to lock in and go for the win. And I think in general, they've been a really kind of breath of fresh air with the way they play, how hard they play, their speed, their defense. But I don't know what's been wrong with Paige. I really don't. Like, post All-Star break run of 16, 13, 6, 17. And the one win is a 6-point game where the team didn't need her. Like, she's not looking like she's not looking like a top player in the world, just how she's playing. I'm watching these games and I'm like, Paige needs to be Paige. And she needs to realize like that she's Paige Bueckers. Like, I think she needs to realize sometimes she's Paige. And I got sent this clip. What does this clip say?
Hey, Paige, the last time out, you mentioned about being blitzed and, having to put in new sets and just being aggressive heading into World Cup break. Coach Jose Fernandez said last time out also that, you guys also have to be, getting what you have. Do you feel like there's still kind of a learning curve at this part of the season as far as, what's being required?
No.
Like, I think she's just pissed. People are like, oh, the coach has lost the locker room. Let's be real. If you're winning, the coach is going to have a locker room. If you're losing, the coach has lost it. I've never seen a team go on a big losing streak and their coach hasn't with a coach that refuses to ever take blame for anything, not lose the locker room, if you get me. No matter what, if they start losing games, and like Maddie Siegrist DNP'd today, a couple of games ago, Alana Smith DNP'd. You're now looking at a coach panicking and trying to figure out rotations. 10 games to go in the season. And he doesn't know, not only doesn't know who his best five are, he doesn't know who his best bench players are. He doesn't know anything. And then Paige Bueckers sometimes doesn't know that she's Paige Bueckers. And I think that is a problem. Again, when your passiveness has been a massive issue, I said this again when she had 6 points against Connecticut. I'm like, you can coast against a bad team, but you can't coast against a bad team when people are saying that, you're too passive and it's a serious, like your passiveness is a big time flaw in your game. And, people don't want to, and like, people know that you're not really going to step up. You can't go and coast when your biggest flaw is choosing when and when not to be aggressive. Because if being aggressive is a switch, that's not a good sign. There has never been a top tier player where being aggressive is a switch. There just hasn't. Unless you are maybe Jokic. But he might be the most... There's never been any person in the history of basketball who the game has come as easy to him as Jokic. But still, I don't even think aggressiveness is a switch. I think his scoring aggression is a switch. I don't think his actual aggression is a switch. But yeah, it's been a weird one. I don't know what happened at All-Star Weekend. But whatever the hell happened at All-Star Weekend, Paige has not come out as she's not coming out looking like the same player. She really hasn't. She really, really hasn't looked like the same player. But yeah, I would be I'm not concerned long term for Paige because Paige is Paige. Like I don't mean I don't think in general there's ever going to be an issue with Paige Bueckers. I think the problem is that short term, because we all look at things short term, and short term, this is not a good look for the Dallas Wings. And if the Dallas Wings flame out year one, like if they flame out this year, like Arike's gone once Paige's epic hits. Alana Smith is still under contract and Jess Shepard's gone, and you're not going to be able to afford to bring Jess Shepard back in that scenario. They're in a bad situation. They don't really have picks. They got a hit on their 2 picks this year. They got a hit in free agency. Like it's not ideal because if the Wings can win around the playoffs this year, get to the second round, and then you're hoping, okay, we're maybe one piece off being contenders next year, which is, it's not title or bust next year, but next year is probably the last time they can win a title for maybe 2 or 3 years because of their lack of flexibility salary-wise by Kurt Miller. But I need a did you see the Bree Turner stuff? Did you guys see the Bree Turner stuff? Like, it was a mad one. It was a mad one. So, did any of you guys see the Bree Turner thing? So, Bree Turner alleges the Fever encouraged team to keep quiet after staffer got fired for sexual harassment. Obviously, this is a crazy allegation. And if true, makes the Fever look awful. It makes the Fever look absolutely awful. And their response was essentially that they didn't want to throw Bree Turner under the bus. They didn't want to throw Bree Turner under the bus. And they were like, basically, it was all dealt with, but the Fever have just torched her. The Fever have now come out and torched Bree Turner. So, this is an article from Chloe and the Indy Star. But, where is it? Here it is, sorry. The Fever said here, we want to set the record straight. The Fever said in a statement Wednesday, there was no allegation of sexual harassment. No players were involved, and we never sought to silence them. As we previously stated, protecting our players and employees, maintaining respectful professional workplaces is our top priority. Our policy is taken concern seriously, investigate thoroughly, and act promptly when appropriate to protect people in our organization, ensure everyone's treated with professionalism and respect. Fostering trust and safety that process also means we do not comment on personal matters involving former employees. And again, it says here, Turner did not elaborate on details about the allegations. However, a source close to the situation told the Post that what transpired was an instance of a low-level staff member making an inappropriate comment in private conversation with another staffer that no crime or harm occurred. The comment, which was described as vulgar and disrespectful, was not made in the presence of or heard by any Fever players and was immediately reported, leading to the staffer's termination on the same day. Players were informed of the situation right after it occurred, and the source said that they were never told they could not talk about it. Local authorities were not called. So basically, somebody made an inappropriate, someone that had nothing to do with the team. Someone it was a low-level staffer. For all we know, it could have been a fucking janitor. For all we know, it could have been a janitor or a ticket salesperson, sales rep, or someone that has nothing to do with the team itself, made an inappropriate comment towards somebody else. And the, and they fired the guy for, obviously if the inappropriate comments are bad enough, firing them, yeah, go for it. Like, it could have been anyone. This could have been the janitor. This could have been the person responsible for cleaning out the bins or the trash cans, as you'd say in America. This could be two people selling hot dogs and a man making an inappropriate to somebody else for selling hot dogs. That has nothing to do with the Indiana Fever organization. Yes, obviously, if something really bad happened and the Fever were trying to hide it. But this sounds like, I'm not going to say it's nothing because inappropriate comments are inappropriate comments. And this sounds like the Indiana Fever as an organization did everything right. It sounds like they did everything right. Like, it seems they did nothing wrong. And then Bree Turner was asked about it. So, the latest statement Fever after Turner, who is in Indianapolis with the Aces for the game Thursday night, said no comment when asked to expand on why she shared the allegation. She also responded no comment to following up, asking if anyone specific asked the players not to say anything. So, it sounds to me, I could be wrong, I was not there. I was not there. I'm only going on public information right here. I could be very wrong, and if I'm wrong, I will change my tune. It sounds like Bree Turner blew a situation completely out of proportion because Sophie Cunningham said something that she didn't like. The Indiana Fever didn't punish Sophie Cunningham, so she took it out on the Fever. That is what it sounds like. That is what it sounds like here. That she wanted the Fever to go out and what you call it. She wanted the Fever to, have an issue with Sophie Cunningham for what she said. Because again, her thread was only, as far as I'm aware, only after the Fever posted their "our players are humans, our players are adults and can say whatever they want" response. So, yeah, what was the context? It was a tweet. Bree Turner tweeted out that her organization, in a thread that was very clearly sneak dissing Sophie Cunningham, said our team last year was asked to hide sexual harassment. And yeah, to be honest, this is what you get as the Indiana Fever for signing Bree Turner. Like, this is what you get. Like, I got blocked by Bree Turner for this tweet, which I stand by, is the, like, just kind of sums it up. So I tweeted out, this is like, I got blocked immediately after this tweet. Maybe I got blocked before it, but I looked at her page the next day. This was a few 2 weeks ago maybe. Someone said basically, whatever, Sophie Cunningham, she's a basketball fit, one part of the equation. If we simply evaluate players, I'm not saying it's helpful to have Sophie out here retweeting. So I'm not saying it's not helpful to have Sophie out here retweeting Riley Gaines if you want to get politics away from CC. And I said, Bree Turner played the Fever last season, so does the same thing apply in that sense about keeping politics away from CC? I fully understand the argument, wanting to keep politics away, but it works both ways. Which I think is a reasonable comment. I got blocked by Bree Turner on Twitter, as far as I'm aware, for saying that. For basically saying that Bree Turner, like, people were complaining about Sophie Cunningham dragging Caitlin Clark into politics and being like, well, if you're going to complain about Sophie Cunningham for that, then why are you not complaining? Why were you not complaining a year ago about Bree Turner being on the team? That being said, I have no issue with either. I have no issue with a player who wants to be an activist, no matter what. Like, I have no issue with what players want to do. Like, Sophie Cunningham was dragging Caitlin Clark into anything. Bree Turner didn't drag Caitlin Clark into anything last year. There were no issues there. No issues whatsoever either. I actually think Bree Turner did a really good job second half of last season. I think Bree did a really, really good job second half of last season. And I'm going to be honest here. I think the Fever would be a better team if she was there right now. I think she did a really good job towards the end. That doesn't mean that, like, she can't be criticized for this. Like, she can't be criticized for this, and, like, if it turns out that, this is all that happened, and the Bree Turner, as much as anything, decided to blow something completely out of proportion just so that she could take a knock at a team. Like, I'm going to be real here. That's not it's not great. It's really not a great look for her. But sure look. Never a calm day in Feverville, I guess. Never a calm day. If anything else, it's going to make the Fever want to beat the Aces even more, who they have beaten 4 times in a row in the regular season. So, yeah, that is pretty much it for Breanna Turner. So, tonight, though, is a big game. Tonight is a really, really big game here. Tonight is a huge, 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 huge game. the Vegas Aces versus the Indiana Fever. It is as good as even in the spread. It is as good as even. The spread, according to these odds, has the Fever losing, but also the Fever winning is the odds. ESPN gives the Fever a 55% chance of winning. You have the two top scorers in the league facing off against each other. You've got is it second and fourth in assists facing off against each other. You've got first in the MVP race versus second and fourth or third in the MVP race. You've got Angel Wilson versus her kryptonite in Aaliyah Boston, who, I'm going to be real here. If you haven't seen thank you so much for the $5, James. Who am I picking? I have a really good feeling about Indiana tonight. I have a really good feeling about Indiana winning this game. But if you look at what she did, she had 35 sub 50% shooting. Okay, cool. In game 4, she killed them. 13 points in game 3. 13 points in game 4. She had 31 in a loss. In game 5. Was it? No, this is game 5. She had 35. 31 in a loss in game 4. In a win, she only had 13 on 6 of 20 shooting. She's 25 and then 16. Aaliyah has been a bit of a kryptonite for Angel Wilson because Angel can't really bang with her, and Aaliyah's quick enough now to guard her. She's quick enough now to stick with her on the perimeter. As well as that, KK can do a bit of a job. I don't think people understand. Angel Wilson is a 39% mid-range shooter. And what the likes of, as long as you can keep Angel Wilson away from the basket, she's a really good three-point shooter when she's open. She's a really good mid-range shooter when she's open. She shoots 25% on those fadeaways. So if you can force her into that, she's going to struggle. He's really going to struggle. Angel also historically has not liked playing in Indiana. You can tell. Last year, regular season, she did not like playing in Indiana. Angel Wilson goes to Atlanta. She goes to these places, and she's cheered. She is cheered. Even in Golden State, there's no scenario where she is seen as negatively as in Indiana. When it comes to Indiana, that is the hostile environment for Angel Wilson. That's where it gets hostile. And if you have, obviously, the Fever, you're looking at a team here who are near the top anyway of the league, who are the best offensive team and can make it tough for you. And have beaten you guys 4 times in a row in the regular season. 4 in a row, the Fever have beaten the Aces. And none of them have been close. None of them have been close. So if you look at I'm just going to show you guys the last games they've played. So Fever versus Aces. Let's look at the preview on WNBA. I get it. The playoffs were 3-2 to the Aces. The Aces only beat the Hospital Fever in 5 games last year. The Fever have had the Aces number. So the last 5 matchups, Fever by 24, Fever by 16, overtime playoff win, whatever, playoffs, okay. So we can't see previous to that. But let's take a look into last season, 2025. So when did they lose? They lost to the Fever by 10 coming out of All-Star break, and they lost to the Fever by near 30 before that. And I get it. They lost to the Fever and they lost to Minnesota by 30. And then a few games later, they lost to Minnesota by 50. And they went on that win streak. I get it. But they were 12-12. They lost to an Indiana Fever team with Ari, Sophie, Kelsey, Natasha Howard, Leah, with Sid Colson playing 18 minutes. They lost to the Fever by near 30. They were 8-9 last year. Oh my God. But they lost to a Fever team by near 30, who had still Sophie was coming off the bench and Colson played 21 minutes. Caitlin wasn't in the squad. They lost them by 30. The Fever are one of those things, are one of those teams that the Aces struggle against. You look up matchup for matchup here, and you're like, Caitlin versus Chelsea Gray. Caitlin wins. Caitlin versus, or Jackie Young versus Kelsey Mitchell. Even. Steph Talbot versus Lexi. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Lexi wins. Mo Billings versus Nalissa Smith. It's close. Nalissa, but it's close. And then if Aaliyah Boston is able to even get close in her matchup, the way the Aces win this game, like the Aces, I don't think can stop the Fever. I don't think they have the defensive players. You don't have your Tiffany Hayes, Sid Colson, Alicia Clark. Like you want to say, oh, but like what about 2025? Kane had 9 assists in the first quarter in 2025. Kane had 9 assists in the first half in 2025 against them. That was a Steph White disaster class when they blew that game. They were up 10 in the fourth quarter nearly, and they blew it. But you don't have 5 different players that you can rotate on Caitlin Clark. If you have Jackie Young on Caitlin Clark, cool. Kelsey Mitchell's running in layups on you. You can't really you're going to put Chelsea Gray on Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin Clark is going to go and cook her. Yeah, Chelsea might strip her once or twice. But like, I'm going to be honest. I don't see how the Fever can stop. It's going to take, the Fever are a better team. It's going to literally take AJ Wilson being an MVP. It's Jackie Young is going to have, AJ and Jackie are going to have to come out for 60 to win. I'm putting that out there. Either that or Jewel Lloyd is going to have to turn on all WNBA first team Jewel Lloyd. I think one of those two things happen. And if the Indiana Fever get a 15-point lead, the Aces are going, as a team, the Aces don't, in the regular season, they will pack it in. They don't care that much about the regular season. They just want to get into the playoffs and they can beat anybody. Especially when they're not going to get to the 1 seed. I don't think they really care. I think the Aces are confident against anybody in the playoffs. So, if the Fever can get a bit of a run, they're in great, they're in a really good spot. And I think they're going to win this game. I think they're going to win this game. I think it's going to be it's not going to be a dogfight. The Aces don't have the athleticism to make this game a dogfight. I think AJ is going to get a couple of blocks. I think Caitlin's going to have a weird shooting game. I wouldn't be surprised if she shoots badly. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets stripped at least once by Chelsea Gray. If not only she gets stripped by Chelsea Gray, if she goes and gets blocked a couple of times by AJ, I can see that happening. At the same time, if you're looking at the defensive end, everyone talks about Caitlin Clark and taking, like, with her being able to, take possessions off on the defensive end, and she always can. Caitlin Clark is going to be able to take as many defensive possessions off as she wants because Steph Talbot, Jewel Lloyd, coming off the bench, Justine Passat, Kirsten Bell. Like, she's gonna have possessions where she's on Chelsea Gray. There's gonna be times where it's like a Dana Evans, Chelsea Gray lineup, or Chelsea's the 4, and she kind of has to guard somebody. But still, the best player she's gonna have to guard today for large stretches of time is probably gonna be Jewel Lloyd, who's not very good right now. So, I think the Fever win, especially at home. Not that I can't see the Fever losing. The Aces are the 2nd seed. They're where they are for a reason. They're the best player in the world. But still, I just think the Fever, ironically, don't have the... I think they have the 2 of the 3 best players on the floor, and they don't start Steph Talbot, I guess. Mitchell will have 9 assists tonight. That would be a fun one. I'd love to see it. What do I want to talk about? I have a bunch of video ideas that I've just blanked on. Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry. A bit tired. Kane gets hot for 2 quarters over. Yeah, if Kelsey Mitchell gets hot for 2 quarters over, it'll have to. If Fever play well, they win. And that's the scary thing about the Indiana Fever, is that if they play well, they're winning. I don't think we've seen a situation where we'll ever see a situation again where the Fever play well and they lose. As a team. But I really want to talk about this topic here. And they keep doing it. They keep doing this. The WNBA. So, they've done this a lot. Over the last few years, the WNBA have done this a lot. So, this is not, a knock on Skylar Diggins or anything. But it's just talking about the WNBA as a whole. What they are trying to do. And I think a lot of people, when Caitlin Clark came into the league and started breaking every single record, she started breaking every single record and nobody was even coming close to her. She was smashing them all. And everything in the media then became, okay, so Caitlin's done this, she's done this. So therefore, we have to figure out new accolades that these players have because these fans only judge players by accolades. Skylar Diggins did not win Rookie of the Year. And this isn't the first time. We saw it a bunch of times, congratulations, Olivia Miles, for being the first to hit this milestone. It's no, she wasn't. Or even worse, congratulations to Paige Bueckers for tying Kelsey Plum for the fastest player to, this amount of points. And it's Kelsey Plum averaged 7 points per game through her first 40 games. Paige Bueckers averaged 19. She averaged 19 points per game. Kelsey Plum averaged 7. You're just basically being oh yeah, we're going to hype up all these players. Elena Deladon won Rookie of the Year. Elena Deladon won it. Happy birthday, Skylar Diggins. She was not Rookie of the Year in 2013. And again, they do this all the time. So it's apparently Skylar Diggins, who was known for having extremely underwhelming rookie year. If you know anything about Skylar Diggins, she was unbelievable in her She had so much hype coming into the league, and she had a terrible rookie year. Fantastic second year, but she had so much hype coming into the league. And Elena Deladon had one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time. How many points does Skylar Diggins have as a rookie? This is, again, them saying earlier on in the year that Kelsey Plum had some scoring record from her rookie year where she wasn't good. Skylar Diggins averaged 8.5 points per game as a rookie. Yes, in year 2, she averaged 20. She averaged 8.5 points per game as a rookie. 8.5. 8.5. 8.5. It's still being up. She didn't win Rookie of the Year. Mystics have until 12 p.m. Get them PG. No. WNBA doesn't even know their own history. And it's still up there. This is like them lying about Kelsey Plum. They just keep doing this. If you've ever seen the way the WNBA are, it's they're so obsessed with players' accolades to say, oh, look, this player did this player did that. And it's no, Skylar Diggins is great. She's been great. You can say happy birthday to Skylar Diggins without making up that she was Rookie of the Year. She might as well be MVP now. Why not? Why not give her MVP? Say she won an MVP. Skylar Diggins ever make a first team? I have no idea. Did she ever make an All-W first team? She did. She made 4. Jesus. She made 4 All-W first teams. And in one of them, one of her All-W first team years was sitting her ass on the bench in the Olympics because 41-year-old Sue Bird had to get that spot. I didn't realize she made that many first teams. She made 6 All-WNBA. What says it there? I didn't realize she made that many first teams. But yeah, it doesn't. For me, I'm like, what? Why do they keep doing this? Like, this is a nothing burger in the grand scheme of things, but they keep doing it. There are people on broadcast that get facts wrong. There are people on broadcast that start attributing records to people. It's like people remember that Caitlin Clark record graphic? Remember the record graphic where it's like Caitlin Clark broke all these records and it's like small text, you can't even read it. For every record Caitlin Clark broke as a rookie. It's like people saw that and they started like trying to one up everyone in accolades, and they've just started making up stats. And now you've got, again, you had a made up Kelsey Plum stat. Paige Bueckers didn't tie anyone. Whatever record Paige hit, she didn't tie anyone. She broke the record. She literally, or she wasn't even a record for fourth best. She was fourth best on her own. Kelsey Plum, rookie Kelsey Plum, was not setting any scoring records. Like, I don't think people understand that. Like, rookie Kelsey Plum was not setting any scoring records. But they just seem to be making up stuff as they go along. And it's one of those things where it's like the league needs to do a better job of getting things right. You've got announcers calling people by the wrong names, pronouncing names wrong. You've got the announcers celebrating Caitlin Clark's first ever triple-double when she's one off being second of all time in triple-doubles. Like, it's just, the league just does a really, really bad job. It does a really, really bad job. You have Cindy Brunson yesterday tweeting out being like, wait, like, this isn't a knock on Kelsey Mitchell, but how does she win Player of the Month without winning Player of the Week? She won the fucking Player of the Week. I think there were 3 Player of the Weeks in July. Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark. And according to Cindy Brunson, she shouldn't have won Player of the Month. It's weird that she won Player of the Month because she didn't win a Player of the Week. She did. Like 10 days ago, she did. But everything about this league, it's really, really weird. Like, the media does not do a good job at all. They don't do a good job at all of anything. The league itself doesn't. Never forget when the WNBA had a space to discuss Rookie of the Year in June of 2024, at a time where Caitlin Clark was averaging 15 points and 6 assists. Angel Reese was averaging 11 points and I think it was like 10 boards. No, I don't think she'd gotten up to 10 boards. I think it was like 11 points and 9 boards at this stage. Cam Brink was leading the league in blocks. The entire discussion was who's Rookie of the Year, Angel Reese or Cam Brink. Caitlin Clark was not mentioned on the official WNBA discussion for Rookie of the Year. And they gave an honorable mention. Sorry, Aaliyah Edwards was mentioned. Aaliyah Edwards was in the conversation. Which of Aaliyah Edwards, Cam Brink, or Angel Reese Rookie of the Year? And they also said, shout out Nika Mule. They also said that Nika Mule was in the running. And the deciding factor between Angel Reese and Cameron Brink for who was the Rookie of the Year was that they believe that Angel Reese had the better pregame fits. The official league account had a space where the deciding factor on which of Angel Reese or Cam Brink was Rookie of the Year was that Angel had better pregame fits. And Caitlin Clark did not get a mention. Everything what this league does to promote the league is bad. It is bad. Because the only way this league grows is if basketball fans are here. And unfortunately, the league is now running off basketball fans and is being left by and they're making sure that the only people are left are the people on two extremes that don't give a shit about basketball and are just using it to push agendas. All the people in the middle that just want to watch basketball, it feels like they're trying to run them out. And this is not that. But this is just, again, it just sums up everything. That there's no care. They will regularly get facts wrong. And they don't seem to care about it. Happy birthday a few days ago, Skylar Diggins. Great career. Unfortunately, as you know yourself, you were not Rookie of the Year. sounds made up. You weren't here in 2024. You weren't here for the infamous Caitlin Clark is better than JC Sheldon. Or say JC Sheldon's better than Caitlin Clark. You were not here for that infamous one. The Caitlin Clark's not even better than... If JC Sheldon was given the keys like Caitlin Clark was, JC Sheldon would be better than Caitlin Clark. You were not there for that conversation. Anything else you guys want me to talk about? I thought probably one more topic, maybe. I've got one more. I'm going to talk about one more after this. My favorite is Marine Fatouks. Marine Fatouks. I was like, that is... I might be wrong with how I'm pronouncing her name. That's not her name. Apparently, Julie Van Loo is nothing like her name, how it's pronounced. Teams during FIBA. I'll talk more about that as it comes up, as it happens. But this is still one of the funniest things I have ever seen in basketball. It just is. Like, the scout report for the Washington Mystics last night is still one of the funniest things. First of all, how do you leave the scouting report up? How do you leave it up? Like it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous that you left a scouting report in the locker room first place. But second of all, I want you guys to watch some highlights here. Shout out Cody. Shout out Cody. I don't think she's had the greatest rookie year so far, but I didn't think she had some of this in her, but she was class. She was fantastic. Like this whole game, Cody McMahon was going downhill playing bully ball. They couldn't deal with Cody. They could not deal with her. She had 18 points, and most of it was, as you can see, when they were down 19, 20 points. Most of it was during the comeback. Like, a lot of it was Cody just saying, you know what, I'm going downhill. And I think everybody kind of knew. They kind of knew what Cody was going to do. I didn't think she had the greatest season at Ole Miss. I thought she was much better when she was at Ohio State. Falling to the Mystics was probably good to her. Fever definitely were never going to draft Cody. But like, even late in the game, blocking Enrique on it. Was that a foul? No, blocking Enrique on a drive and then making it a 5-point game right here. Like, it was a clutch performance by Cody McMahon. She's not on the scouting report. She is not on the scouting report at all. Like, it is a ridiculous one. And then, like, if you're one of these players, like, why would you, everyone knows these are the type of scouting reports. Dugalich, attack her if she guards you. Because Cass Prosper, nothing outside of her role. I mean, in fairness, they're not wrong. They're not wrong here. They're not wrong. But, like, attack her if she guards you. Little Paige Bueckers. Little Paige Bueckers is on the scouting report. Cody McMahon had 18 points. Little Paige Bueckers has played 0 minutes this season into rebound/defend. No, she's not into rebound/defend because she hasn't played a minute this season. How exactly, as a coach, are you scouting the end of bench player but not the player who puts 18 on your head? Georgia Amore, crafty hands, probe and pass, and fake step through around the rim, front of us all night, double off, not will. What? Not something. Oh, so basically double off Georgia Amore. And in fairness, Georgia Amore hit shots. So that didn't work. So they were obviously doubling off Georgia Amore. You have to pick one. You have to pick your poison. It is what it is. Citron 3-level scorer. Gap to body, always on high alert. Onion Were, high motor and cut. Can score on all 3 levels. Wouldn't consider her mid-range to be the greatest. Exceed her efforts. Box out. Kick your defend. Deep position. Great offensive rebounder. Fight early if you're under possession. Face box. Shakir Austin, nothing easy to get rolling. Battle her in every way for every minute. Lauren Betts, run seals, zone with her, ready to duck in, attack her on drop. Yeah, as Cody McMahon should have put me on that scouting report. This is one of, in my opinion, the funniest things I have ever seen. This is one of the funniest things I have ever seen, because not only did you leave the scouting report there, like, you can leave a scouting report there, it is what it is. But when you leave a scouting report in the gym, and you don't have the second best player from that night on the other team on the scouting report, it's like if you scouted for my team this year, because I went and played at a level way higher than I should have this year, basically because I'd been in coaching at that level for a while, and I just was like, you know what? We brought in another high level assistant coach, and I was like, it's probably we don't need 2 assistant coaches, so we didn't need 2 assistant coaches. He basically did my job, so I'm like, oh yeah, let me just be on the roster and help out the young lads, be the Udonis Haslam of the team. It's like scouting for the 2024 finals, scouting or 2023 finals, scouting Udonis Haslam and forgetting Gabe Vincent or forgetting Caleb Martin. It's like doing that. It's like saying, oh yeah, Caleb Martin, I have no idea who this guy is. But you know what? UD. We're going to make sure we know how to lock down UD. Like, little Paige Bueckers. She's played no minutes this season. Will I be live during the World Cup? I'll be at the World Cup, so I'll be live for some games. I won't be some for other. I've heard I'll be in Germany, so I'll be in Germany for that game, for those games. So, I'll probably, to be honest, I probably won't go to that many USA games. I'll probably be live for the USA games, and I'm probably gonna go to most of your games, because they'll be cheaper, and I'll just get some tickets. I have my tickets for finals anyway, but this is just really bad by Jose Fernandez. And when it's found, when your scouting report is found, when you drop a 20-point lead to a player who you didn't put on the scouting report, and she shares it on Instagram saying, should have put me on that scouting report, that might be the worst way I've ever seen a team lose a game. Like, that might actually be the most embarrassing way I've ever seen a team go out. You blew a 20-point lead, left your scouting report there, and didn't have Cody McMahon out. Can anyone think of a more embarrassing way to go out in a game? Like, can anyone think of a worse way of going about this? Because I actually can't. I really can't think of a worse way to lose a game. And for people saying that I said the Mystics weren't going to win 10 games, I don't think people fully understand what the Mystics were doing. Like, game 1 of the season, the Mystics were going 5 on, 5 off. They were subbing their entire starting 5 out and subbing a new 5 in the first quarter. And then when the Sky started losing a couple of games, they started winning, because if the Sky were going to make the playoffs and the Mystics were good, they don't get a lottery pick. The Sky are probably going to get them the 2nd or 3rd pick, odds-wise. So they're pretty okay with that. Like, once the Sky, they started trying once the Sky started losing. Because there's no need for them to lose, and they're actually going to make the fucking playoffs. They're going to make it pretty comfortably, I'd say. James Harden has had a lot of rough Game 7 performances, though. He's had a lot of rough ones. But yeah, we got Caitlin Clark. We got Caitlin Clark finally on a Team USA. We got her, hopefully, running the show. Will she start? Fuck no. Zero chance that she starts. Why won't she start? Because that's the way Team USA works. She could literally be the MVP favorite and she would not start over Chelsea Gray. Because right now, if we're being real, she's second in MVP. She is second in MVP race right now, and she's not going to start. So, if we're being real, she's been co-signed by Taurasi, which is kind of a big thing. And again, this was from March or February when she got her number. Taurasi, Caitlin's going to put some gold medals on that jersey. I know it. And I still, to this day, think that Caitlin was the one player that wanted that number. I think Taurasi wanted to give that number to Caitlin. I think Caitlin wanted that number because it is one of those things where only the new players could pick their numbers. Team USA are big on tradition. You don't have to anymore play 4 through 15. Back in the day, it's a good while ago. When I played for my national team, it was 4 through 15. As you can see, number 13 back here. So I was number 13 when I played for my national team because I wasn't allowed to wear a number above 15. I used to wear a higher number for my club team. And yeah, just kind of got landed with 13. That being said, with this number, I still think Caitlin Clark wanted it. There is pressure wearing certain numbers. There is pressure that comes with things. And I think as well with Taurasi, if I'm Diana Taurasi, or even if I'm Paige Bueckers, you're not, I don't want to say this, but I don't think Taurasi would want Paige Bueckers to have to deal with the pressure of following her up. Because I think Paige would struggle with that. And again, I don't think Paige is a bad player. I think Paige is really good. I think Paige is going to do really well for this team. But I think Paige struggled with after her freshman year having to carry UConn, and it took till Sarah Strong got there. And she could well and truly be the 1A, 1B of that team before she could really take over. I think Paige is maybe will go down as one of the best 1Bs of all time. If you've got a true 1A beside Paige, if you have a true 1A beside Paige, she's going to be great. But I can see Caitlin wanting to take this on. I can see Team USA wanting to give it to Caitlin. And I can see her wanting to take over. I can see her saying, you know what, I'm going to keep up the Taurasi legacy. And that takes balls. It does. It really, really does. That's absolutely something that a lot of people would turn down or be a bit scared of or just not want, period. To have to follow on from Diana Taurasi for Team USA. A player who has won, 6 Olympics? Played till she was 42 in the Olympics. Who's 3-time champion, 2-time finals MVP, and MVP, 11-time All-Star, 10 times first team, 4 times second team, 5-time scoring champion, had as an assist title, I think. Yeah, has 1 assist title, won 6 Euro Leagues. How many with Team USA? Has won 6 gold medals. It's extremely, extremely tough with when it comes to anyone to live up to Diana Taurasi. And I think if anyone's up to that, it'll be Caitlin. I think it will be Caitlin Clark, and I think Taurasi knows that. And I think Taurasi knows that Paige is a different human. I think we all can kind of understand, and you can see with the way their interactions are with each other. I have no doubt about it that Taurasi thinks Paige is one of the best players in the world, because she is. Well, she absolutely is. But you can see with the way their reactions are. Taurasi Caitlin's the closest thing to Taurasi mentality-wise. There's a reason why Caitlin Clark is coming into this league and it's reality is coming. She's not going to be good. While at the same time, oh yeah, she's hyping up Paige at the same time as all this reality is coming. During that Final Four, it's like you look superhuman as 18-year-olds. You're not going to be good in the league. While hyping up Paige. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that, especially looking how it was after that first game when Caitlin Clark was one rebound off off the first ever rookie triple-double in her first game against Taurasi. And the Fever went from down 10 to up 15 in that game. With Caitlin scoring or assisting on everything bar 2 points. I think everybody knew after that game. And people were talking about it as the passing of the torch. It was that. Like, she had a front row seat to what was, at the time, the best rookie guard to ever play, and it includes her. And in my opinion, Olivia Moss has taken over that. But I think all around, like, this is something that I think Caitlin Clark would have wanted to take over from Taurasi. And I also think Taurasi would be happy to pass it to Caitlin Clark because mentality-wise, even how they play even their like relentlessness and everything and attitude towards the game, it's the closest things to Taurasi. Like, it is absolutely the closest thing to Diana Taurasi. That being said, I also think Caitlin Clark wanted this. I don't really see Caitlin Clark not wanting to be the player to take over, whereas I can see a lot of other players not being scared of it, but not wanting to be that player that takes over from Diana. Like, I think the most poetic scenario would have been had in 2024, because the Mercury, I think, at the second best odds for the first pick, had the Mercury somehow ended up with that first pick, and Caitlin Clark got to play her rookie season with Diana Taurasi. Like, that would have been the truest passing of the torch that there could have been. But I mean, this is close enough to that. So yeah, anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? And we're going to end the stream just there. We only lost 2 subscribers on that stream. We only lost 2. We've been losing plus 30 a day. Actually, no, sorry. We lost 60. We gained 20, and then we lost 40. So, yeah. So we have lost like 130 subscribers over the last 2 days. So, yeah, it would be very, very nice if we could gain some subscribers at some stage, but not the end of the world. So, yeah, that's the video and the stream. Yeah, I'm going to hop off right now. I got to do a little bit of work, and then I got to run. I got to play in some summer league. Really low level, but I'm going to play. So, yeah, anyway,